Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of Come On With The Games podcast, your official home for hip hop entertainment, local and world news. You heard me? Yeah. And man, we gonna dive right into it, man. Hip hop news, ladies and gentlemen. Are we ducking phase in 2026? Is that how we starting off 2026, ducking fades? Cause Jimmy, you got some explaining to do. Look like he was ducking the fade, man. I don't know, man. Shit is crazy out here, man. Some old footage, you know what I'm saying, resurfaced in the midst of this. I guess you want to call it a beef between Dame Dash, Jim Jones, and Cameron. I mean, basically, it's Dame versus the world at this point. You know what I'm saying? And man, some old footage resurfaced of Dame, you know what I'm saying, clearly being pulled up on by, Jimmy and some of his goonies, what it appears to be. And you know what I'm saying, they pressing Dame. You heard me, they pressing Dame. And they asking Dame, you know what I mean, to step into the streets or whatever. And clear as day, you heard Dame, say, all right, well, look, if I'm going to get jumped, how about let me just get the fair one first? Let me get the fair one first with Jimmy. Jimmy, let me get the fair one. And you hear him clear as day saying, Jimmy, matter of fact, you ain't got to take my word for it. Roll a clip.
You soft, gang. You soft, nigga. You soft, nigga. You soft, nigga. This ain't 1989. You get the film. You ain't never fuck me up. What? Don't fuck him up, nobody. Fuck him up. Cigarette. Go ahead. Fuck me up. Give me the glass. Fuck me up.
Fuck him up. Yeah, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Man, is that how they do it in Harlem? That can't be how they do it in Harlem, dog. Harlem is uptown. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm from uptown. I'm from New Orleans, though. You know what I mean? I'm from New Orleans, uptown. And uptown, man, we ain't ducking no phase, man. We ain't ducking no phase. Nigga, call your hands. You got to do what you got to do. You understand me? And that's just rules everywhere you go, especially in a penitentiary. You heard me? Penitentiary rules in effect. Nigga tell you put your shoes on, whether you want to or not. You got to go in that shower. You heard me? Get a quick... all you hear... all you hear is that shit in that bitch. You heard me? Niggas hitting. You heard me? Because when a nigga call you out and a nigga call your hands, man, you cannot duck the fade, man. That is nigga rule 101. That is in the book of niggerism. You heard me? And never in the book or in the history of niggerdom has a nigga, a real street nigga, duck the fade. Or a real nigga from the street, for that matter. You heard me? Because either way it go, whether you a real street nigga, I'm not a real street nigga, I'm a real nigga from the street. There's a difference. But anyway, neither one of them can duck no fade, man. When your hands get called, whether you want to fight or not, that's the kicker. Whether you think you're going to lose or not, you got to go with the move. That's just the rules, man. You don't send your young boy to handle that. You don't say, yo, you get him. No, nigga called you. Nigga said you. I want to whoop you. When the niggas say they want to whoop you can't say him. No, you. Nigga want to whoop you. You heard me? So, I don't know, man. That's crazy. I just had to start the podcast off with that shit because that's crazy to me. I don't know about that, man. That kind of made me question. I love Jimmy, though, man. Shout out to Jim Jones. Shout out to the Artist podcast. Shout out to the Let's Rap About It podcast. Shout out to all his endeavors. Vamp life, everything he got going on, man. Because Jim, he was all right with me, but I'm just saying, I don't know what happened that day. Maybe it was an off day. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and saying that it was an off day. And, I don't know. Maybe he had, athlete's foot that day. All right? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he had athlete's foot. Okay, come on, man. You ain't got to call this shit out. maybe something was wrong with his ankles or something. You know how he always doing that foot tap thing. Something was probably wrong with his ankles, and he ain't want to squabble that day. But Dame clearly called him out, and niggas say what they want about Dame, but Dame ain't ducking no fade. Dame would whatever, and that's how I thought any uptown niggas, no matter where you're from, that's how you supposed to get out, man. You represent uptown, that's how you supposed to get out, man. But on a positive note, Dame Dash has always spoke about in a negative light. What about the positive things, man? You know what I mean? What about his role on this new show called POV? I always catch it on YouTube. I don't know if it's on any other platform, but I know it's on YouTube, you heard me, and it's POV, you heard me, and I think that it's not only necessary, but it's imperative to show a well-rounded, informative, and not so much of a combative, contrary Dame Dash. You understand? I think this is very complimentary and will be definitely something that propels his success, if there's any success left for him to be successful about. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's successful in life, period, from all he's accomplished. But with that being said, the public and the media and the view of things, it would look like Dame is falling off. But this show, oh man, it highlights what he's capable of doing. And it also gives him a platform where he can clap back at Charlemagne the God. You heard me? That's right. Dame clapped back at Charlemagne the God and said that Charlemagne the God keeps mentioning him and giving him donkey on a date on the Breakfast Club. You heard me? And, Dame said, now that he has his platform, he's going to give Charlemagne an award. You heard me? But it ain't the Donkey of the Day award. As a matter of fact, it's called the Sellout Coon of the Week Awards. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. This boy said since he keep getting this man, Dame Dash, says since he keeps getting Donkey of the Day on the Breakfast Club, then on his show, the POV, his meaning Dame and Dash, he's going to give Charlemagne the God the Sellout Coon of the Week Awards. You heard me? And I'm here for it, man. You know what I'm saying? It makes for good content and entertainment. And as a matter of fact, I know for a fact that, you know what I'm saying, Dame can clap back with the best of them. Charlemagne got a motto on him, and why wouldn't he? His OG is Wendy Williams, just like Dame pointed out. You know what I'm saying? But Dame is a good clapbacker. And I'm glad he got a podcast where, folks are tuning in. And he gets to have a voice. You know what I'm saying? And clap back at all the things that gets mentioned about him. Because I ain't going to lie. Like it or not. One thing you can say about Dame is he's right. When he says, man, I don't go around talking about people. People ask me about these people, especially Jay-Z. I do agree with him there. And I do agree that, hey, man, when somebody speak about you and speak on you, man, you're now, and they just open the floodgates for you to speak about them and what the fuck they got going on since they in your mix. You heard me? But like I said, man, I'm here for it. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. POV on YouTube. You heard me? And there's a platform with a bunch of beautiful women, black women, educated women, look like they're very affluent in everything that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It don't look like they stuck in motion or complacent. It looks like they're moving along, man, and they got a good chemistry. And they got a good, a synergy that's going on up there. And it's Dame, I think, with 3 other women. And it's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I mean? Because with all those strong women personalities, it's good to have a strong man personality to combat it. Not only combat it, but complement it. You know what I'm saying? So kudos for them. You know what I mean? Y'all make sure y'all check that out. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. POV on YouTube with Dame Dash. You heard me? And more news. Podcast beef. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Podcast beef. I talked about podcast beef on the last episode. We're gonna talk about it again, goddamn. not too long ago, Fat Joe said on a Joe and Jada podcast that he caught Young Buck lacking, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's right. He said he caught him slipping at the height of the G Unit and Terror Squad beef that they had back in the G. You know what I'm saying? When Terror Squad and G Unit was beefing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he said, he was speaking actually on the podcast. He was talking to Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder. You know what I'm saying? And he was chopping it up with them. That was the guest on the pod show. I mean, on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I don't know. It was a weird kind of energy going on. You know what I mean? With Uncle Murder, Tony Yayo, and Joe and Jada. For a second, I felt a weird, finicky energy. And it's when, you know what I'm saying, he brought up that he caught Young Buck lacking because nobody had ever heard this story before. But, Joe got a lot of stories, man. You know what I'm saying? Joe got a lot of stories. However, it was a shock to Tony Yayo, and, you know what I'm saying, Fat Joe went on to elaborate, and he said that he basically, you know what I'm saying, gave Young Buck a 2-piece with a biscuit, man, but without the biscuit. You know what I'm saying? And Buck not only denied the claims, but just in typical Young Buck fashion, he put it down on wax, you heard me, a diss to Fat Joe called Cappuccino. You know what I'm saying? Calling Cap on, you know what I'm saying, Fat Joe's story that he had on Joe and Jada. Now, this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I listened to the story, and I'm not sure if I don't know if I believe it, man. I don't know. Something just don't strike me right about it, because basically, he's saying that, he gave, you know what I'm saying, Young Buck a 2-piece, wop, wop. You heard me? And Young Buck didn't really do nothing back, and that, I don't know if I can see that, you know what I'm saying? I don't really just see that happening, you feel me? But, however, that's what he said happened, you know what I'm saying? So, Young Buck, he ain't getting on no podcast talking about it. He put out a disc called Cappuccino, and this is all right, man. You know what I'm saying? This is all right. Buck spitting on there, of course. Buck always spitting like a Gatling gun. You heard me? And, I don't know, man. I'm here for it, I guess. I don't know. I'm not too excited about it. Not too thrilled about it. But what I do see happening is I do see that Fat Joe is stirring up a lot of shit. You heard me with these stories, man. And some of them, are starting to look like Cap. I don't know, man. I don't know. But good news, amid all this, podcast beef, you know what I'm saying, Joe and Jada got a Netflix deal. You heard me that they secured through Charlamagne the God. You heard me, $200 million Netflix deal for his Black Effects podcast network. You heard me? And due to the fact that Netflix is trying to compete, with YouTube when it comes to podcasting, opportunities is knocking, man. And Charlamagne just opened the door to let a whole bunch of niggas in. You heard me? So congrats to him. Congrats to Joe and Jada for securing their deal. And congrats to Uncle Murder and Tony Yayo, because they are now doing a podcast and they got their deal via Joe and Jada. So they're doing a podcast now, man. You hear me? And I don't know if it's going to be on Netflix like, Joe and Jada's. However, it can't be too far behind. You hear me? Shout out to them, man. That's what I call black excellence, man. And that's what I strive for. Hey, man, Charlamagne, man. Holla at your guala, man. Holla at your guala. I need $1. You wait me. That's right. I said holla at your guala, man. I need to be on that Black Effects podcast. You understand me doing what I do? I do it when I do it. You understand me? But anyway, in more news, FINESSE2TYMES, man, arrested again. I said FINESSE2TYMES was arrested again. Hey, man, I ain't gonna say this shit no more. All right, I just told you that. All right? But anyway, man, him and his, significant other. Woo, yeah, him and his significant other FNG Suge was arrested on some more drug charges. And man, you know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is they was arrested again. Now, I don't know if you watched the last episode, but y'all need to go back and watch my last episode, man. My last episode, I thought we went through this already with Finesse, man. In the last episode, I clearly, spoke on how he was on $1 million worth of game podcast, and how basically he said he has 3 alter egos or 3 personalities, one being Lil Ricky, the other one being Finesse2Tymes, and the other one being Finesse250. Well, Lil Ricky is the one that keeps getting him in trouble. And as I said on my last podcast, you know what I'm saying, I feel the same way. I got Jason Hawkins, Jada Hustler, and Jason Hawkins is the one that keeps getting me in trouble. So I have to do away with him. I have to die to him so Jada Hustler and Hustler can be born and live on. You heard me? I must die to my old self so my new self can live. And I said the same thing about Finesse2Tymes on my last episode. If y'all didn't check that out, go check that out so you can catch up and not be mustard. You understand me? You heard me? And if you're picking up what I'm putting down, like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment and turn on that notification. Now, back to Finesse. I said it. A man must renew his mind, because so is a man thinketh he is. And if you think you this and you that, you gonna be this and you that. And if you keep being this and that, and you keep getting the wrong results, but you keep resorting to this and that to get different results, that is the definition of insanity, ladies and gentlemen. You heard me. If you keep doing the same thing, expecting to get different results, that is the definition of insanity. And that's what it looks like keeps happening to him. And I think, and I firmly believe, and I stand on the fact that the reason why it keeps happening to him is because he's not dying to his old self. Yeah. You see that old self that don't serve him anymore? You know, the one that helped protect him when he was young, the one that became a defense mechanism so he can cope with the pain and the strain of the gains that he tried to obtain. Yeah, he had to die to that. He has to put that away. The Bible clearly states. Hold up, let me, because it's about to get deep with them. In the book of Corinthians. Is that the book of Corinthians? I'm pretty sure that's the book of Corinthians. But if it's not in the book of Corinthians, it's in the love chapter in the Bible. Whatever the love chapter is, it's in the love chapter. And it clearly states that when I was a child, I thought as a child, I spoke as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Lil Ricky is a childish thing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Lil Ricky is a childish thing, and he must put it away. Not saying that it has to die, because like I said, it's a defense mechanism. It's a coping system. It is what got him through. So it doesn't have to die, but you gotta put it away. It only need to come out when it's time to play. And other than that, you gotta put it away. It only come out when it's time to play. Other than that, you gotta put it away. You understand? Because that version of you no longer serves the version of you that must be present in order to move forward into a better future. You understand me? You cannot walk around with this naivete or walk around like Joe Sasha's head thinking you could do what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it, when you know you got people on your ass that don't even want you to do it at all. You got to be smarter than that. And I thought Finesse2Tymes was, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Sometimes what you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes what you see is what you get, man. I thought we discussed this out, man. Like I said, a man must make a choice to renew his mind, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. Is finesse? This is my question. This is my question. Is Finesse2Tymes finessing himself out of a bright future? And will he take Suge down with him? Yeah, that's a good question. Will he take Suge down with him? Because guess what, man? you know, a strong woman can only follow a strong man, and a strong man must lead them in the right direction. And it looked like he keep leading her into self-destruction instead of giving her the proper instructions. It looks like he's heading in the wrong direction instead of putting her on a path to a strong direction. Right now, it looks like, you know, the guy that is from, you know what I'm saying, making easy money, pimping hoes is serious, is playing. He not serious right now. He not locked in. He playing. And guess what? You play stupid games, you gonna win stupid prizes. You heard me? And that's what you get, man. You get locked up. You know what I mean? You get your girl locked up. Now, there's only so many times that she can keep getting a strike before she strike out. You heard me? It's only so many times that she can get caught up and not do time. In due time. You understand? You did? You know, I pray for my brother, you know, FINESSE2TYMES. I like him, man. I want to see him do good. I want to see him and his girl rise above all the nonsense. But right now he's headed in a crazy direction, and I don't know, man. Gotta switch it up, brother. Sometimes you gotta switch it up. You heard me. In world news, President Trump prepares to send aid to Iran to help protesters and urges any U.S. citizen in Iran to leave Iran. And he also said that they need to make an escape plan, and that escape plan should not involve help from the government. What would that tell you? If somebody telling you, man, you better get the fuck, and when you get the fuck, I can't help you, what you gonna be doing while I'm getting the fuck? It's about to go down, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to go down like toilet water. Last flush, my nigga. Make it a good one, you heard me? Because guess what? When the shit come back up, it's going to hit the fan, you understand? And it's going to hit the fan in Iran. You could believe that. If he telling you, if you a U.S. citizen, I urge you to leave now and don't look from no, matter of fact, he said make an escape plan. An escape, he didn't say you need to have a route that you can, exit and, No, that boy said make an escape plan and do not expect any help from the U.S. Man, that is crazy. That is crazy. And in the same breath, he claims that Iran death total is basically next to none. And since his warnings, and claims that he would, act if they keep acting up, he says that the planned executions that were supposed to go on are no longer being carried out. Well, I don't know about that, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like, people are still over there dying. It seems like people are still over there not only agitating and going against the protesters, but it looks like that those people's life are in jeopardy. So, I don't know. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. And what's even more crazy to me is that he's sending so much support to the people protesting in Iran. However, he's sending threats to the U.S. citizens protesting in Minnesota. That's right. Trump threatens to invoke the Insurrection Act in Minnesota, which would basically put military personnel on the streets to make their presence known to the protesters. So while he's talking about protecting protesters in Iran, if the Iran people touch them or harm a hair on their head, he's threatening the protesters in our own United States on U.S. soil, saying that if they go against ICE, basically, he's going to shut them down and shut them down in a major way, shut them down the same way. He's going to shut down the foreigners in Iran. So he's talking about waging war on foreigners, and he's talking about waging war on his own people. It looks like he just wants war. It looks like he just wants war, man. And this is crazy because he is currently threatening Iran, and he is adamant about what he's gonna do to them. You know what I'm saying? And that if Iran harms one hair on one of the peaceful protesters' head, you know what I mean, then basically he's gonna raise hell and take it to another level with them. You know what I mean? And man, this is crazy. You know what I mean? This is crazy. This is crazy, man. You know what I mean? Because he's threatening them like that, but he's also threatening our own people, U.S. citizens that pay taxes, not illegal immigrants, not aliens. Renee Good was not an illegal immigrant. She was not an alien. She was not somebody who came into the United States by way of crossing and jumping a wall and crossing the border. She was a U.S. citizen, and she got shot down like a dog. And now people are protesting, exercising their constitutional right, but Donald Trump is threatening to send troops to jack them up. He's sending troops in Iran to back them up, but he's sending troops to Minnesota to jack them up. And if y'all don't see what's going on here, if y'all don't see the play, you're blind. And whoever don't see is ass backwards. You know what I'm saying? And your whole entire way of thinking is bass backwards. You hear me? If you don't know or see what's going on, your ass backwards, and your whole entire way of thinking is bass backwards. You heard me? You'll never get it right. You'll never get it right. I don't see you getting it right. But, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of right, a great philosopher, a great poet, a great man named Tupac Shakur once said, you know what I mean? And he was just basically quoting a guy named Jimmy Henchman, but he said, you don't go to war unless you got your money right. That was a message that was sent to Tupac from Jimmy Henchman through Big Sight, or Big Stretch, one of them. I think it was Big Stretch. You hear me? And that's, you don't go to war unless you got your money right. And it seems like Donald Trump is going to war with everybody, threatening Venezuela, threatening the Colombians, threatening Iran, threatening Minnesota. He's threatening everybody. He's ready to go to war with everybody. And Tupac said, you don't go to war unless you got your money right. So if he want to go to war with everybody, it's almost like he got his money right. Well, I dare to ask you and ask the United States of American people, where he get the money from? Because he had to borrow money from... Oh, wait. He had to get money from... Who did he get money from for this campaign? That's right, Elon Musk. You heard me? Anybody ever stop to ask themselves what happened to the money from the Doge? Remember, Elon Musk gave him the money and basically bought the election by paying people to vote for him, basically. You know what I'm saying? So he can launch his program called Doge. That's basically supposed to audit the government and find monies and hidden little paper, follow the money, follow the paper trail, you know what I'm saying, and find bread. That was not only supposed to be confiscated, accounted for, but given back to the American people. What happened to that? What happened to that money? We were supposed to get $2,000 back on the taxes from that money. And then after you fell out with Elon Musk, you said the tariffs was going to cover it. You said we was going to get that. Well, it's tax time. What is that? Oh, I forgot. There's a war to fight. Oh, man. We got money for war but can't feed the poor. Beef in the United States is at an all-time high. 2 nice New York thick, juicy steaks cost about $62 right now. Where's the money? Can't go to war unless you got your money right. And right now, it looks like we're going to war with everybody. Man, I don't know about y'all, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm saying peek through the blinds and read between the lines. Because if you do, you're going to see They trying to fuck you.
Argue with your mom.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a segment that I like to call Argue with Your Mom. It's my favorite segment because in this segment, I get to do what I love best. That is debate and tell a motherfucker argue with your mom. And let me explain. Like I would say something like, "Hey, I think the red smoke shirts are way better than the blue smoke shirts." And you tell me, nigga, argue with your mom. The blue smoke shirts, bitch, they stand out. You know what I mean? And I like to stand out while other people trying to fit in. You heard me? So that's how this gonna go, and that's how we gonna break it down. You heard me? And in this argue with your mom, I would like to say that the United States of America, the United States of America seems like it likes to help everybody. It seems like they like to help everybody and their grandma as long as it's not the United States of America. Let me explain. Man, billions. And I mean billions on top of billions on top of billions. Keep saying in your head while I saying this, take a sip of this drink. Billions on top of, keep going. On top of billions was given to Ukraine by Joe Biden. Got money for war, but can't feed the poor. And not only was billions given to Ukraine to help fight their war, but now we talking about using monies and resources to go help Iran, to go give them aid, to go give their protesters support. And he's willing to goddamn foot the bill for that. Money for war, but can't feed the poor. In Minnesota, he's ready to invoke an insurrection and deploy troops out there to give these renegades, these vigilantes, these thugs with masks claiming to be border patrol, basically. He's planning on using resources and monies to help protect them when they're doing everything in the world not to protect us. So they got billions for Ukraine. They got money to help Iran. They got money to put troops in their own states. They're on U.S. soil to basically take out American protesters. And Elon Musk helped Donald. Yeah, that's right. Elon Musk helped Donald with the Doge, with the idea of auditing the government and basically, you know what I'm saying, getting all the monies that, I mean, because they was talking about, if y'all don't, man, you know, I know people have a short memory, but they was talking about they was getting money from over here. They was talking about getting money from over there. They was talking about they was getting money from basically everywhere. And then the next thing you know, boom, Trump and Elon fall out. You heard me? And to take it off our mind, you heard me, all it took was one word, 2 syllables, tariffs. You heard me? After those, you know what I'm saying, that shit plummeted and fell through, you heard me? He said, now, from tariffs, you heard me, we're going to make them pay for this. We're going to make them pay for this. We're going to make all the monies, and during tax time, we're going to pop you off. How does 2000 sound? How does 2 bands sound? You heard me? Oh, that sound good, and people know he good for a 2,000 while. You heard me? Well, tax time is here, man, and we ain't got no money. So, man, argue with your mom. That's right. I said, argue with your mom. We gave money to Ukraine. We gave money to every goddamn body. The United States, argue with your mom. The United States of America helps everybody and their grandma except the United States of America. I repeat, the United States of America gives aid to everybody and their grandma except the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 9 of Come On With The Games podcast, your official home for hip-hop entertainment, local and world news. I hope you've enjoyed yourself the way I enjoy you, and I encourage you to open your eyes and know that real eyes realize real lies. You know what I'm saying? So y'all stay real, man. Y'all stay blessed. And stay tuned for episode 10. And come on with the games podcast. You heard me? Peace.